All right, guys. So we have had a ton of news coming out revolving 1.1 and the near future predecessor. So I have a new headset, and it's like the new how I hear myself is really tripping me out. Anyway, I figured I would do like a bulk like news video now that we have a significant amount of news instead of just covering it on Twitter. I'd bundle it all together, nice little bow, present it to you guys. So we're gonna go through everything. A while ago on the 27th, Stags posted notice on update version 1.1. Basically, the short of it is they got kind of dicked over by consoles, so the patch is being pushed back a week. Unfortunate is what it is, but what to expect in the update: Shadow's Eve. Shadow's Eve makes a first ever appearance in Predecessor with a spooky map makeover and the return of some highly anticipated skins. Basho Lantern, anyone? So we'll see more about that. Skylar, soaring onto the battlefield in style. Skylar's an aerial combat ace equipped with some serious alien technology. So the new character, the new Omega original, the fourth one. Fourth one? Yeah, fourth. Kira, Zaris, Argus, Skylar. And then quality of life updates, improvements to the draft screen, core features like mouse and keyboard support, and PlayStation trophies, new items, balance changes, bug fixes, and plenty more. I have a bunch of stuff pulled up. I realized the quality of life updates might not be a part of that, so I might slide that in the end. All right, let's jump right into Twitter. So first up, let's talk about the new items. Predecessor had done this in the past, where they gave us a bunch of new items and gave us like some abilities tied to them, and we had to like play a guessing game of which ones are tied to which. I did a pretty good job last time. I don't really feel like thinking about it right now, but we will talk about it and the possibilities of some of these items and how they might work. Now, remember when we talk about these items, stat spread does matter a lot. There was plenty of items we saw back the first time that seemed good and seemed bad, but then our perception of them changed once we saw stat spreads. So if we look here at A, deal 20 plus 4 per level additional true damage and slow the target by 50% for 0.3 seconds. Damage increases from 1 to 3 times based on target's missing health. 10-second cooldown. It doesn't say what this is tied to. This really could be anything. A 50% slow even for 0.3 seconds in this game is going to be devastating with how little movement penalty there is on auto attacks. That could be massive. Again, it doesn't say what this is tied to. This could be tied to abilities, this could be tied to autos, this could be tied to ultimates, this could be tied to another passive, which, because it doesn't state something like abilities or whatever, I'm gonna say this is tied to a secondary passive, or this is the secondary passive. Option B, or not option B, but item B, your abilities deal 3 plus 3% magical power, additional magic damage. Each ability can trigger this effect once every 0.3 seconds per target. So we're talking, this could be devastating on Argus. This is going to be devastating on, I almost said Kira, Morgesh. Those are the two characters that would really be able to abuse this item. 3 plus 3%, I may be overvaluing it, but every 0.3 seconds. Also, what's with the threes? We got 3 flat damage, 3%, 0.3 seconds. On the A item, we have 0.3 seconds. Just an interesting trend I've noticed. This item could be really, really good. I might be overselling it in my head. It also could just be super underwhelming. Stat spreads, again, matter. We'll see. It's going to be a magical power item regardless. Well, I guess not necessarily, but probably. It's probably going to be one of these two scepters. Item C, your ultimate deals 15% increased damage and heals you for 25% of the damage dealt to the hero, or dealt to heroes. This is going to be an interesting one. 15% increased damage is a lot, and the heal for 25% is a lot. The two characters I'm thinking of that this could be really devastating on, Countess is the number one thing. We can assume this is a magical power item option, or magical power item, because Ace did tweet that he's going to be running it on Countess. So probably magical power. Otherwise, that's kind of goofy. So I'm thinking like Countess and Bellica, just those really quick burst ultimates that already do a lot of damage. You give that 15% more and a big heal. That could be really, really scary. items in Pred are really strong, so I don't know that this will have a negative passive, but this seems like an item that might have a negative secondary passive. For example, if your ultimate is off cooldown, you know, deal 15% less damage and heal for 25% less. Could see something like that, maybe. Outside of that, this item does seem really devastating if it has no negative effect and a decent stat spread. Alright, item D. Upon casting an ability, empower your next basic attack within 4 seconds to deal 50 plus 120% critical strike chance as bonus physical damage on hit of a cooldown of 1.5 seconds. So, if you're not really super familiar with items, this is a spell slasher item. This is going to work the same way Augmentation, Cresselia, Elefrost, Oathkeeper all work. This is going to be an ADC designed version. It's probably going to have crit on it by base. It might have attack speed. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't, though. This is going to be devastating on Revenant. This item is going to be so insane on him. This item might make Revenant the best. If we don't balance Revenant, Revenant might become the best ADC with this item. This item is going to hit like a truck on him. This also could bring to light assassins with crit, mainly Kallari. Kallari crit has been a thing before, has seen success before, and I could see it easily coming back with this. It's kind of just going to depend on the stat spread on this item and other crit items at the time. All right, item E. I think D and C are the two I'm the most interested in. Item E, while within 1,000 units of any ally hero, you both gain 0.75% missing health and mana regeneration. It's going to be a support item, at least should be a support item. Hopefully it'll have some defensive stats. I wouldn't honestly mind it being an MR item. It could be a double item. I hope it's just not a flat health item. That would be really unfortunate, overlapping with Raiment. I don't think it will be, because I'm assuming it's this shield, and if a shield's just a flat HP item, that's kind of weird. It looks like it would be an MR item. I'm almost certain that it's this item. So I think it's a pretty boring item. I don't know how good it's going to be. We'll see. It will probably get some usage by like Narbash especially. F. Enemies within 550 units of you have their healing reduced by 40% and are slowed by 10%. This is just old Tainted Totem, and I am assuming it's the Jormungandr / World Serpent Ring. New Tainted option, sure, interesting. I wonder if Tainted Totem's going to be removed, or if this is just another support Tainted item. It might not have support stats on it. It might be like a really good bruiser item. I mean, a 10%, like, could you imagine a 10%, if it's got a good bruiser stat spread, like if it has, let's say it has physical power Omnivamp. Could you imagine having a 10% slow on Grux or Crunch? Like on top of the CC they already have? I mean, that could be scary, no? Anyway, so that's all the new items. Very interesting items. Also very surprised we're just getting straight up 6 new seemingly tier 3 items. Very surprising. Very cool. Should shake up the game quite a bit. I was going to do a build video, but these items are going to shake up the game so much I'm holding off on that. Next, let's go with looking at Skylar here. This is the trailer that came out. I will have audio playing for it. So, we can just watch this here. She does seem very cool. So we see her going over the bug wall there. Ooh, I'm actually wondering something. Was this bug orange by choice? Was this bug a tease at her role being ADC? So we got seeming like a charge shot there. Interesting ability. It has like a delay. I don't know if she chooses when to pop it or if it pops on its own, but I'm assuming it's an AoE. Otherwise the delay is just kind of weird. It does seem to look like it works like Gadget Hat. However, so it's gonna work one of 2 ways, right? Or I guess like alternatively one of 4 ways. there's clearly a targeter ring right here that would show an area of effect. So does it work like Gadget Hat, or if it missed, would it have detonated and damaged that area? It goes on Kai. It's unclear whether or not she chooses to detonate that, but very interesting nonetheless. It is a big area, so it seems really easy to hit. Decent projectile speed. And then she jumps up there, and this would be her ult, just because there's, I mean, seemingly it's her ult. A big blast. Don't know if the ult is tied to the jump or what, but very cool skin. I like the skin a lot. I actually am considering purchasing this when she drops. So that's Skylar. That was the reveal trailer. Now we did get this separate teaser that shows off some of her abilities. So let's look at this here. So she flies in the air and activates a beam. She seems to have like these missiles going off that are auto-targeting. And that's it. That's the whole trailer. So what we can figure out from this, most likely an ADC. She's being played in the duo lane. Zinx is her support against Bellica Twin Blast. She has Marksman Crest. She has the it's a tier 2 ADC item. I can't think of the name of the item. So what do we gather from this? Her 1 is on cooldown. Now her 1 is probably these missiles, right? It probably goes on cooldown the instant she uses these missiles. They do seem auto-targeting, but we don't know for sure because we don't see when she uses the ability initially. The E seems to be her flight, right? We can all like agree on that. And then oh, I'm actually kind of confused about something here. Why does her right click go on cooldown for a little bit? Because the right click seems to be her beam. Which also you'll notice the beam does do more damage. I'm going with her right clicks the beam. I don't know why it goes on cooldown for a second. But you'll notice the beam actually deals more damage over time. So you can goes 8, 9, 10, and then right to 12. I don't actually think it ever hits 11. And then she hits an auto in there for 62. So it's like Zarya beam, I guess, from Overwatch, if you've ever played that, where the longer you're hitting someone, the more powerful it gets. If that's true, what I'm curious is, does it have to be same target? If it does have to be same target, is it because it armor shreds? It is dealing physical damage. We can take note of that. Is everything physical damage? Yes. Everything she's doing is physical damage. Is there a crit in there? That 15 a crit. The beam can crit. Was that the beam critting? There's no way, right? Because like, what are the odds none of these? Oh, there was a 16. Okay, the beam can crit. Yeah, there's a 20. Oh.
Don't worry, I've got
Really?
unload.
The beam can crit? Oh, I didn't even notice that the first time. That's crazy. All right, and then we're gonna move into the Shadows Eve trailer here. We'll get to see some of the skins, or maybe all the skins that are coming with Halloween. And we get a decent look at the map, which looks very cool. We're getting the Clown Chimera. I don't even remember the Sparrow skin. It's not great in my opinion. Clown Chimera is great. I'm actually considering picking this up. I probably will pick this up. We see Witch Bellica, which to me is another weird looking skin, but you know, hey. And then last, but certainly not least, we get the Jacko Bash, or whatever the skin's called, another really good skin. So we got two really good skins, two skins that in my opinion are not great. So a pretty decent trailer there. And then there's nothing really, I don't think anything super noteworthy in this trailer outside of just what it is at face value. And then, so M.A. Perez, I'm going to go with, said, will the Murdoch skin be free like it was in Paragon? What about Twitch drop skins? Ace responded, I don't want to spoil anything, but keep an eye on our socials. Here's the thing, right? If there wasn't going to be a free skin or a Twitch drop skin, Ace wouldn't have said anything. Ace would have ignored the message, moved on, or just said no. The fact that Ace said don't want to spoil anything, keep an eye on our socials, obviously something's coming. Could be a free skin. I'm going to lean Twitch drop skins. The Twitch drops have seemed to do great for Omega, and I hope they're going to keep going with them. They seem interested in continuing to go with them. I'm going to assume Twitch drop. I mean, hey, maybe there'll be a free one and a Twitch drop one. That'd be even better. I feel like I said I was going to talk about something here. Oh, quality of life. Let's see if I can find that. I might have to cut the recording here. Okay, I don't have to cut it. Ace tweeted it, actually. So, Ace did spoil the quality of life improvements, or some of them. Or, yeah. So, the next patch has a few improvements and quality of life based on your feedback for the draft. We now have the ability videos, which you can see down here, which is very interesting. It's actually a really great idea that I'm surprised other games haven't done. You can now see your hero's affinity level, so you can see here Gideon is affinity 1, Arcus is affinity 1, no affinity on anyone else. Ace doesn't play the game enough, apparently. The announcer has been updated. Not sure what that means. Maybe the announcer is spammable now? I don't know. You can see names in role select. I'm not entirely sure what that means because you already kind of could. And classes have been removed. So that awful sorting of classes like Trapper, Enchanter, Warden, gone, very much so needed. It seems like now that these in ranked, player 5 isn't going to be blocked anymore. This is much cleaner. This looks very clean, very well done. Unlike last update where it was just a mess and really bad. Actually, I think this icon is new too. Like, I think this looks new. One thing I will also note, this font is different. This is not the bad font we had before. I'm hoping this is intended to be here and is going to go to live because the font is really bad and I left a lot of feedback about all of this. So I'm glad to see we're addressing it. That's great. That's everything I wanted to talk about. That's all the news. If there's any more, I'll keep you updated on Twitch. Or not on Twitch, sorry. I mean, I will on Twitch as well. On Twitter. And if anything new is relevant, I'll pin the comment down here at the bottom of the video in the comments. I'll pin something with any other news before we get patch notes. So, that's all for me. There should be 2 videos on screen right now. Give those a watch. Like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. You're all beautiful. Go follow me on Twitch. And yeah, bears up. Peace.